series where we meet an educator and help discover what made them who they are today, so that their journey can inspire a lot of people of their age group and the youngsters in the world. Because professional wisdom is normally given by the parents.
Right.
But there are a lot of skills which others can impart to students and the youngsters.
Right.
And that's why we meet senior educators like you and the industry leaders, so that in their busy schedules, since they can't travel outside, at least their message can be transmitted to the world. So thank you for giving us the time today.
Thank you. It's my privilege if I can share any of my learnings, because
Thank you.
teaching, ironically, is all about learning.
That's a great start. What has been your experience in the last few years in the education sector in terms of the change which you have seen from the time you would have started, ma'am, to now?
The change has been a total paradigm shift in terms of how we view education.
Okay.
For many decades, education was viewed in a certain way of teaching and teacher and the child being taught.
Okay.
And that was it. Nobody questioned it.
Okay.
It didn't change.
Okay.
Over centuries, I would think. And then over the past 20 years, there's been a different approach, because the world, with the help of technology, the changes are almost exponential.
Right.
Like, and every other day there is a viewpoint. Secondly, diverse viewpoints have started to come into the field of education. We are accepting it. Earlier, it was just what was passed on from one generation to another.
Yes, ma'am.
The diversity of viewpoints has made it possible to change the way education is viewed.
Has social media and digitization helped the education techniques and the student learning style nowadays?
Hugely, hugely. In fact, it's all about that. Digitization is a very major tool in how lessons are transacted. It has empowered the teachers, and how I am all for it. It has made learning more visual.
Yes.
See, earlier learning was just the black and white written word,
yes,
but now there is a huge amount of visual aspect to it. You can travel places. We are planning to bring in Google Earth and maps to teach children social studies, because when I was taught, for me a mountain was just triangles and a series of triangles, and the temperate grasslands were probably the park close to me was the only grassland I got to see. But now with the help of digitization, our children travel across the world. Digitization has helped teachers organize their work and give them, to kind of give a shape to their pedagogy. It has helped in mentoring of teachers. We use digitization in our school through a program called ECHO, where we do mentoring of teachers. So teachers from across the country come together on a platform, and then we share what are our challenges, what are our learnings, what are our success stories, what are the strategies. We come together and we learn from each other. Earlier, teachers were in silos. This is my class, this is how I taught.
Yes.
So that way, digitization has helped education and pedagogy. Social media, not so much the process of imparting education, but it has helped us to understand how the student's mind is working and what we have on our hands.
What's the role of a mentor for a student? Or is it necessary for a school student to have a mentor?
So I think the role of a teacher has evolved to being a mentor. So the best teacher, I think, would be currently is somebody who is a mentor. Children don't need the information that you are imparting in class. It's all in Google. It's all on Google.
Yeah.
It's all on YouTube. It's just a phone away. So you need to know word meanings, you need to know sentences, you need to know homonyms, synonyms, maths. It's all there. So children prefer to learn. Now how do they navigate through this digital world? What is their priority when they navigate?
Yes.
And what really are they looking for to give them a goal? You need a facilitator, you need a mentor.
To give a direction.
To give a direction and a shape. Teacher, yes, the shape of the teacher, the role has changed to being a mentor.
Does a student define success nowadays? Do they communicate what is their definition of success to the class teacher? And if they do, what is success to them?
To a student? Success sadly now is defined by more with social parameters and social constructs
Okay.
rather than what a child really wants.
Okay.
So success is also a social construct,
Okay.
and
Okay.
which you can communicate to the others, and very little of the child's own self is there and how they define success. And that is why I mentioned to you that it should be more about it's not what you want to become, because becomings are social constructs, whereas what do I want to do is all about me. So for them, success, yes, but our aim in our school, and we want to focus on this particularly now, is how do you want to engage with the world when you grow up?
It's a lot about self-awareness and discovering the purpose.
Yes, because everyone will have something to contribute to the world.
Absolutely.
Everyone will have their own purpose, which may not be the same as what you want to become.
True. A bit about your passion and hobbies, and what you have continued despite your busy work life.
Yeah, my huge passion for reading, absolutely, because it takes me into a beautiful world.
Okay.
And my passion for dancing and health and so on. And I do a bit of mentoring, and I have tried to engage with students outside the mainstream, whether they are in slums or whatever. I have till recently been doing it at all times.
That's great. Despite your schedule, you make time for all these important activities.
Right, because that's how it helps you get through the other aspects of life.
Got it. What is leadership for students, and being in school in the class 8 to 12? What can they do as activities to build their leadership skills?
Leadership starts from mentoring a new child. So when a new child comes in, we appoint a mentor. So immediately you've taken responsibility for these 3 new children.
Yes.
And you'll be showing them around the school. You will be compassionate. You will understand.
Yes.
You will lead by example so that they don't get the wrong message of the school. Right up to school appointments.
Okay.
And where they do take up leadership schools, whether they are club heads,
Okay.
or where they are house heads, or we have class managers. So
Class managers.
so at least half the class is a class they manage the class. That means they look after the furniture, they look after whether the lights are switched on or not, whether the class is walking in a line, and they learn to take responsibility. So that is how we try to inculcate leadership. We also have volunteer duties, so they step into the shoes of a peon or a didi, as we call them, and they learn from there.
Is there a message you would wish to give to your younger self?
To my younger self,
School time.
To my school again, to go with the flow and evolve.
Okay.
Because in change and evolving and unlearning and relearning lies how you are in, how you resonate with your environment and all.
Okay.
Because if you're really very fixed and you have defined ideas in the beginning, you miss out on a lot in life.
So it's good to be open-ended and a bit flexible at the early stages of the career.
And to go with the flow,
Okay.
and to change and to evolve with what's around you.
To be happy and accept what's happening.
To accept, not to question, but to be ready to open up to the world and let the energies, let the environment talk to you also.
Okay.